In today's lesson we're going to be looking at tuples. Over the last couple of lessons we've been looking at arrays and lists. Remember that a data structure refers to the format of organising and storing data. You need to know these three. Here are the key words for this unit so far: lists, arrays, tuples, static, dynamic, and today we're going to be looking at mutable and immutable. Now you should already know what an array is. An array and lists actually store collections of data under a unique identifier or a name. Remember, arrays are static in size. They can't grow or shrink whilst the program is running, whereas lists are dynamic. They can get larger or smaller. With an array, their length needs to be specified when declared. However, data inside is mutable. That means it can be changed. But there are times that your data structure will need to be unchangeable. You might have constants. And we'll look at the reason why we use tuples a little bit later. So a tuple is a data structure, like a list, that can be stored in different types, and it can't mutate. So this is known as it being immutable. In Python, we use circular brackets or curved brackets, not square brackets, for a tuple. Your teacher will show you an example in class. Let's have a recap of lists. Here we've made a list called animals, and it has two values in it, cat and dog. If we print the value animals, it's just going to print the whole list. We can use append to actually put a new value in, bat, but we spelt it wrong. When we print it out, you can see it's been added to the end of the list. This is because it's dynamic, and it means we can add or remove values from a list and change the size of it. Finally, we figured out that we spelt bat wrong and we need to change it. So we're going to set animals 2 to bat. And you can see when we print out the list again, it's changed it. So that basically means it's mutable. We can change a value in our list. Let's now look at a tuple. We've done a similar program here. We've got a tuple called animals with cat and dog in it. If we print it, you can see it's printed it again with circular brackets. If I was to do animals 1, it would print dog, because the same positions apply, with position 0 being at the start of our tuple. But just look how I've used square brackets to print out that value. Finally, if I figure out I should have actually put mouse in instead of dog, I did the same as I did with lists. Animals 1 equals mouse. It won't let us do it because it won't let us change the value in a tuple. That's because it's immutable. We can't change it once it has been set. So that means it's also static because we're not adding, deleting and editing values from it. I want you to go on to Trinket now and have a play about with a tuple. Make a tuple, see if you can add an item to the end. Can you remove an item? Can you change a value? Can you store multiple types of data in a tuple? Here's a quick overview of the different types. You've got lists, arrays and tuples. As we said already, lists and arrays are mutable, whereas a tuple is immutable. We can't change values in it. Lists and arrays are ordered collections of items. Tuples are unordered. Lists and arrays have items that can be changed or replaced, whereas a tuple, they cannot be changed or replaced. And then finally, actually with a list and a tuple, you can store more than one type of data, but with an array, you can only store one type of data. Let's now think of the uses of tuples. Now, one use would be, and the reason for using them is because it's fast for a computer to use. However, one of the biggest reasons is for security. Think about constants. They can't be changed. So if somebody's running a program, they can't change those values within your code.